أهلا وسهلا. حلقتنا اليوم عن مدرب حالي ديفيد مويس، حبيب الجميع. حتى وانا ليفربولي، حتى وهو مدرب ايفرتون، حتى وهو مدرب مانشستر يونايتد، احب هالمدرب صراحه. يعني له فتره طويله في الدوري الانجليزي، درب لفترات طويله، يعتبر اقدم مدرب حاليا في الدوري. يعني هو ممكن اول واحد من المدربين الحاليين درب في الدوري الانجليزي. دائما نستذكر مسيرته مع نادي ايفرتون تقريبا 11 سنه. بصراحه كان له صولات وجولات اوروبيه، خصوصا في اليوروبا ليج، وايضا كان نت صعب. يعني كان دائما هو مع الانديه التوب 6، وقبل لا ينضم لنادي ايفرتون ترى كانوا يعانون، وكان دائما النادي يعاني من شبح الهبوط. بعد مسيرته هذه انتقل وين؟ مانشستر يونايتد، وهني كانت الحفره. هني هو عانى الكثير في مسيرته لما راح مانشستر يونايتد. من اول موسم ما استحمل الضغوطات، الكثير قال انه هو السبب، ولكن لما مرت 10 سنوات اكتشفنا ان ديفيد مويس مو هو السبب الوحيد. قد تكون عنده بعض المشاكل، بعض الاخطاء، ولكن هو اكثر يعني مدرب انظلم بحكم المده وبحكم انه ما تم دعم فريقه بالشكل المناسب. بتقول لي والله ما توهم جايبين دوري مع فيرجسون. يا كابتن، فيرجسون غير، لا تقارنه مع اي مدرب في العالم. فيرجسون مع الاساطير ومدرب مختلف تماما. عموما ايضا سالته عن مباراه انتصر فيها امام نادي برشلونه 1-0 في مسيرته القصيره مع سوسيداد، اللي ايضا ما توفق فيها. ولكن وين توفق؟ مع نادي ويست. واخيرا حقق بطوله كبيره، وهي بطوله المؤتمرات، بطوله اوروبيه، واحنا شايفين شلون طلعوا مسيره نادي ويست في لندن. فبالتالي تعتبر يعني بطوله لها اهميتها ولها قيمتها. بالاضافه انه حاليا مدرب ايفرتون، بصراحه انقذهم، وصل في منتصف الموسم بعد شون دايتش وعمل نقله كبيره. في بعض الاحداث اللي صارت سالنا عنها، نفس حدث مع محمد صلاح وكلوب، والمشكله اللي صارت كانت تقريبا في اخر 3 جولات من الموسم ما قبل الماضي، مو الموسم اللي تو انتهى. فبالتالي سالنا شنو اللي صار اثناء هذا الحدث، وجاوب علينا وقال اللي قاله لمحمد صلاح بشكل حصري، ترى هو ما تكلم عنها من قبل. عموما انا ما راح اطول عليكم قبل بدايه المقابله، ولكن نذكركم بشركه M2R، الراعي الاعلامي لبرنامج سوبر. M2R دائما المتألقين، نلاحظ الصور موجوده في كل مكان، الشاشات، وصراحه مساعدينا جدا في التسويق. واكيد يعني هذا شيء يليق بالنجوم العالميين اللي احنا جايبينهم. بالاضافه ان شركه M2R دائما في الرياده، لذلك احنا نتشرف بالتعامل معاهم. طبعا خدمات كثيره يقدمونها، وحاطين رابط شركه M2R في الديسكربشن، تقدرون تدخلون وتشوفوا الخدمات اللي يقدمونها للشركات الكبرى. M2R من تألق الى تألق. وايضا قبل ما تروحون المقابله لازم انصحكم نصيحه قبل بدايه الموسم القادم: فانز تيكت. اذا ودك تحصل على تذكره بافضل سعر مضمون وموثوق، تعامل مع فانز تيكت. واكيد كلمه السر تقول لهم مالك عدنان، ان شاء الله راح يعطونك خصم، لان انتم تستاهلون متابعين قناه سوبر. عموما ما راح اطول عليكم، شوفوا المقابله ونرجع مره ثانيه. Hello, Mr. David. It's really a great pleasure to have you here, and I'm really happy to be speaking to you. Wonderful career, especially at Everton, West Ham, winning a trophy. Also managed Man United. So I'm really happy to have you here.
Well, thank you for having me on, first of all, and you know, it's a pleasure to be on. Yeah, I've enjoyed a really good career in the Premier League, lots of games. I've certainly enjoyed my time as a manager. I might still do some more time, but at the moment I'm having a nice break and enjoying having a bit longer holidays.
Yeah, and David, I really wanted you to stay more longer at West Ham with your excellent career.
Yeah, that was all possible, but look, I think in the end we had great 4 years at West Ham. We done great stuff over the period, and I think it was a good time probably for both parties, for me and for West Ham to leave. But it was something which I really enjoyed with a great group of players over the time. So it was a special time, and obviously we won a trophy in that time as well. So it was really good.
Yeah, and for sure at West Ham you really made the fans happy, especially with winning the Conference League, a European trophy for yourself and also for the club.
It was a magical moment because it's not something that happens so often. Really, there's very few managers are successful and win trophies. It's lots of managers out there work all the time, and I've done a lot of work over the years, but maybe not enough trophies. But getting the one in Europe was special, I think it was also incredibly special for West Ham. They hadn't won a trophy for 45 years, so it was a big moment for us, and it was just a great time. But I have to say that we've had a final, a semi-final, a quarter-final in Europe in the last 3 years. So I have to say that we've had good times, but winning the trophy was special.
And I think you did well in Europe. Yeah, you have reached the semi-final of Europa League recently, also reaching the quarter-final of the Man United.
Yeah. To be fair, when I've been in Europe, even with Everton early, we lost in penalty kicks in a quarter-final with Everton also, and got to a quarter-final of the Champions League with Man United. So yeah, but as you said, the most important thing is trying to win a trophy, and in these competitions it's so difficult. The opposition levels are so high, but thankfully a year or so ago we were able to win one.
And to speak about your career at West Ham, you really had a great game at Emirates Stadium. You won against Arsenal at Emirates Stadium. It's a really tough place to go to, but you still won 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say that Arsenal had a great team last year, and losing Declan was a big blow. Would be a big blow to any team, especially West Ham. He was our main player, but it was the right thing for Declan, and the club got a record British transfer fee for him. So it was also good business for West Ham, but to replace Declan would be so difficult for any team, and certainly West Ham it was. But we still went on and we built on it, and we had a good team last year also. And I hope that it continues to build now.
And you also made a great comeback against Liverpool. Yeah, it was a tough game. Your last game against Jurgen Klopp.
Well, as you well know, that playing Liverpool over the years has been so difficult because of so many good players. Jurgen Klopp, as well, was coming to the end. He was getting near the end of his career at Liverpool. But I have to say that the players we had at the time were really determined. They done a great job, and we got a good draw against Liverpool. But at West Ham, we were always trying to challenge the so-called bigger teams, whether it be Arsenal or Liverpool or Man City, trying to get good results. And at London Stadium with some favourable results.
And for the incident that happened between Jurgen Klopp and Mohamed Salah, I think you were talking to Mo Salah. So what did you tell him that time?
Yeah, I was saying to Mo, why don't you go and sit back down? I don't want you to come on. That was only because he's such a good player, and I was happy to see him sitting on the bench.
Did you speak to Mohamed Salah after the saga happened between him and Jurgen Klopp?
No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it happen at all. I didn't know anything had happened. I was having a joke with Salah, hoping that he wasn't coming on.
And your career at Everton, it's amazing career, 11 years, but wonderful years. The Everton fans always remember it. You were getting great results, and they were struggling before you came to them.
Yeah, the years at Everton were fantastic. We had once again we had a brilliant group of players, team spirit, togetherness at the club. And we brought Everton up. Everton were near the bottom at the time, but for most of the time we were always a team who was challenging. But once again, it's quite difficult to break into the top 4, top 6 of the Premier League because of the finances. We didn't have that at Everton at the time, but we had really good players, and over the years we had so many good players come to the club, and we had good times there as well. We continually finished high up in the league. And I believe it was a good achievement for Everton over those 11 years. But it comes a time when you have to move on, and there was a time where I felt it was right for me to move and move away at that time.
And I think with your signings for Everton, your signings were a long-term signings because they stayed for a long time, like Baines, like Payner, like Arteta. Yeah, they stayed for so long, and they gave excellent years.
Yeah. You're correct with that. We signed really good players, and lots of players who went on to become international players. We signed a lot of players from the lower leagues, from the Championship in England, and so many of them went on to become full internationals, which was, as a manager, you're always very pleased about. But also, we had players with fantastic attitude and winning mentality. and they suited Everton at that time. So we had a great group of players over the years at Everton.
And I like the way that you treated Wayne Rooney, especially at a young age. He was 16 years old. Yeah, it's not like nowadays, like Lamine Yamal, 16 years old, and he really did well. But for your days, it was different case.
Well, it's very different now, I should say, to then, and the way the players are treated. Many of the players now have quite a big team around them. A lot of them have agents, and they have chefs, and they have nutritionists, and they have fitness coaches, all sorts. At the time, Wayne was a very young boy. He had an agent in Paul Stretford who'd done a great job with him, and I was also very protective because I wanted him to try and make sure that he went down the right road and done the right things. But Wayne went on to be one of the best players that's ever been produced in England. And Wayne was probably, the way I saw it at the time, the last of the street footballers in England. You know, it was always the players getting brought up from playing football on the street. Wayne was certainly that type of footballer, and he was a fantastic footballer and had a great career.
And back to your first era, one of the games that I always remember when you accused Luis Suarez of diving, and he really did the diving celebration in front of you. So tell us about it.
Yeah, well, I think I had said in the media that Lewis had been diving a little bit, and I thought he was going down easily, and he scored the goal, unfortunately, and came and dived in front of me, right in front of the dugout. I have to say, it was when you look back, it was incredibly funny, and I've spoke to him about it before as well, and met him since. And but at the time, it was competition. Liverpool and Everton, we were very close in our league positions. We, in the end of my time at Everton, we finished 2 seasons in a row above Liverpool. And when you look at that nowadays and put it in comparison, it was a big achievement. So we were really competitive against Liverpool, but Luis Suarez was a fantastic footballer and also a great player for Liverpool. And
you faced him again, but with the Real Sociedad, and Luis Suarez was again at Barcelona. You won 1-0, and Luis Suarez congratulated you after the game. So tell us about that game, especially that Barcelona have won the Champions League that time.
Yeah, I think that I when I was manager of Real Sociedad, we beat Barcelona 1-0, and we won. But it was Messi and Neymar. They had such a strong team, and they had their players, and we did, and that's right. They did. I remember we scored in the first minute of the game, and it was a long 89 minutes after that to try and get to the end.
And how did you manage to keep a clean sheet against all of these three, Messi, Suarez and Neymar?
Sometimes I don't know, but we did, and it was a big achievement at that time because Barcelona were the top team and very difficult to play against. But it was an amazing result for us and one I remember fondly.
And at the end of your first era at Everton, how did you receive the message of managing Man United? I mean, the first impression, the first message, how did you get it?
Sir Alex contacted me, spoke with me directly, and he was the first one to contact me and tell me that he was retiring and that he would be moving aside, and that I was going to be the next manager of Manchester United. And it was a big surprise because I hadn't had any communication prior to it, so it was a big surprise. But also my contract was finishing at Everton, and it was coming near the end. I think it was around about April time, 1 month of the season to go, maybe less, when I spoke with Sir Alex for the first time.
And for the signings, I really have one question. I think Mourinho was backed with the transfers, Louis van Gaal as well, Ten Hag as well, Solskjaer. They were all fully packed during the transfers. So what about you? I think you were not properly back that time.
Yeah, we signed Marwan, and in the January we signed Juan Mata, but we had tried to sign Gareth Bale. We tried to sign Cesc Fabregas in the summertime as well. I was keen to bring big players to Manchester United at that time. Gareth Bale was a huge player at Tottenham, and Cesc Fabregas was at Barcelona and not playing all the games. So at that time, they were really the two main players we tried to bring in. Marouane was also a player who I felt would do a job, and Marouane went on to play for many Manchester United managers and had a fantastic career.
And I think Marwan Fellaini, he always makes the impact, yeah, especially as a substitute. Even after you left, he still comes on and he scores goals.
Yeah. So it was important for. I think he worked under Louis van Gaal. I think he worked under Jose Mourinho, to name but two. So I think he played a big part in those two coaches as well.
Back to 2008, where Rooney has apologized to you for his actions. And when you have arrived to Man United, the media have been talking about there will maybe a trouble between you and Wayne Rooney.
No, the opposite really. We tried to help Wayne. Wayne at the time was wanting to leave Manchester United, and I helped him, convinced him that it would be right to stay. But also, Manchester United wanted him to stay as well. But no, my relationship with Wayne's very good, and he done well for me at Manchester United. He done very, very well when I was there, and you know, and he helped me settle in as well.
I think the media made you the scapegoat, yeah, for every loss, for every trouble at Man United. Every time they say you are the reason. But in general, the problems always continued, even after you have left for like 10 years.
Yeah, but you have to, sometimes when you're the manager, you have to accept it, that. But especially when you're manager of Manchester United, there's big responsibility. You have to play well, you have to win. And in my time, I didn't win enough games. That was it. So I have to accept that. But I do believe that there was a big transitional period about to take place. We had some aging players, and it was going to take a little bit of time to change. Unfortunately, I didn't get that time. But I do really thank them for the opportunity. It was a great job, fantastic football club, and you know, it was a great time.
And after 10 years, it's not only about you, it's about Man United, yeah. They are really struggling for a long time now, yeah. For like over 10 years, and there's still the same problems.
Yeah, I don't think it's been easy for any manager to take Manchester United. Sir Alex was so good. So much of the work he prepared and done, and it was what Alex's way. So I think it's been difficult to change, not just the players, but the whole club itself. But I've got no doubt that Manchester United will be coming back soon. I think that they're beginning to work back to try and reach the top. The biggest problem for Manchester United is Manchester City. Manchester City have been so strong, so good, have a fantastic manager, and it's made it more difficult for all the clubs. But more importantly, made it probably more difficult for Manchester United.
And there are a lot of ex-Man United players that have backed you. For example, David Beckham, he said you should have been backed more and stayed for a long time.
Well, all managers want more time, and I believe that, you know, I should have had more time. But it's in the past now. It's gone, history. It was a privilege to manage Manchester United, and I'll always look at it in a good way. But disappointed that I didn't win it. It's my job to win the games. I have to win the games as the coach, and I didn't win enough games, so I have to accept it.
And my last question would be about Sir Alex Ferguson. Did he contact you during your time at Man United, or even after you have left?
Yes, I speak to him. 2 days ago, I played golf in his golf charity day with lots of people at Manchester United. I've always had good communication with Sir Alex. He was always a little bit of a mentor for me when I was a younger coach, and when I was getting offered many jobs when I was younger, I used to ask him, speak to him. So, no, my relationship with Sir Alex is good, and it's good to see Sir Alex doing so well at the moment. He was fit and healthy, and he was at the golf, watching the golf. So great to see him, and long may that continue.
David, thank you very much for your time. I really enjoyed every second of this interview. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks again.
Yeah, thanks. I wish you all the best.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
طبعا ديفيد هو معطيني موعد الصبح ومقعدني الصبح وانا مالي خلق الصبح وهو ماله خلق الصبح، بس يعني احنا نلتزم بالمواعيد. هو مبين كان سهران شوي بس صراحه روحه حلوه، واحنا على تواصل معاه من المدربين المميزين واللي اكيد نتمنى له كل التوفيق. عموما لا تنسون اللايك والشير والسبسكرايب وخلونا على تواصل دائما.